What's good, everybody? How we doing? What's up, Apang, A Sal, Hector, DS Bondo, Cole, Spaniardo? Microphone check. 1 2 1 2. Can you guys hear the music? What's up, Carol, William, Caesar, Nubs? I think the music should be good too. What's up, Mark? I'm doing well. How are you, man? Whoops. We will give people a couple minutes to get in here, and then we'll get started. We're gonna start with a overview of Bitcoin and Ethereum. Pretty much just gonna focus on those two today. Want to give a good amount of time for our guest. We are going to be hearing from the founder and CEO of Zort today, a project I am pretty excited about. So it'll be good to get him on here, let him kind of explain things to you and get a good overview of it. What's up, Rex Proof? My man. Sierra Cosworth. What's up, Alex? Alex, I've been meaning to respond to your DMs. I still need to do that. I've just been getting distracted. Great short entries for sure. Thanks for doing this, Cause. Always appreciate your insights. No problem, Nubs. Low Pomp. Yeah, he's not here yet. We're gonna do some of the TA. Talk about the market first, and then we will have him join. What's up? Trust the process. Simon Zurich in the house. What's up, Annie? Good to see you here again. We can't just go up, hey? No, I wish it was that easy. The flooding in Germany has been pretty insane. It hasn't been in the area of Germany that I've lived and my family lives in. So I'm thankful for that. So yeah, I don't really know too many people in that area, but it has been pretty horrible. Wrecked Proof is indeed in the building. All right. If the music is good, if the vibes are good, if everyone's ready, then I think we're going to get started. Take a sip of water. So, welcome in, everybody, to this episode of Kicking It with Cause. As always, these streams are brought to you by Bybit. They are my preferred derivatives trading platform. If you're interested in checking them out, you can do so with the link down below. By signing up with that, it lets them know that you guys appreciate these free streams on a consistent basis. So with that being said, let's jump right into things. Markets have looked pretty good today. I mean, you can't really complain when it's this green. A lot of nice moves across the board. A lot of double-digit winners. AXS killing it. Band, Cope Cope had a pretty good day. DOT up 11%. KSM, Rook, Rune, Theta, Vesper, among some others. So it's good to see that. It's good to see a little life in the market. The Leon Goretzka of TA. I love that. It's good to see some life in the market, but I'm not fully convinced that this is our bottom. I do think it could be a temporary bottom, but, I still just don't love this structure. We did kind of break above this high, but so far it's just a sweep, and so that doesn't make me super confident. And this level, as you guys know, has just been hit so many times. I don't know how you want to count the touches exactly, but if we count them like this, the general region has been tested about 6 times. Another thing I don't love is the wick discrepancy across exchanges. So on FTX, this low was tagged on this dip. On Bybit, it was also tagged on this dip. Was it BitMEX? Yeah, so on BitMEX, this low is untouched. And I don't have enough data about these wick discrepancies because it's not like there have been that many of them to make it statistically proven that it's a really bad thing. I've seen it a few times, but not enough to say with much certainty that it's like, okay, yes, I don't love this. I think that this wick is going to get taken out on BitMEX because it was taken out everywhere else and not there. It just makes me feel a little uneasy. But that's not to say that we can't keep bouncing from here a little bit. Obviously, we had that stream today. I think they called it like the B word. It was with Kathy Woods, Elon Musk, Jack Dorsey, and I forgot the name of the host. But we had been pumping the entire time leading up to it, and that made me kind of feel like it was a bit of a sell the news event and not somewhere that I wanted to pile into longs. I wasn't able to get long here in this structure. I was busy and I just wasn't fully convinced that it was the bottom. And then by the time it started moving, it kind of consolidated, kept going, consolidated, kept going. So the whole time it was pretty much too overextended for me to chase the move. And I didn't want to short it until it got closer to an area of interest for me. So it did end up doing that today, but I wanted to touch on the fact that when something's going this parabolic and everyone's super bullish and excited, it's not usually the best time to FOMO long. And because there was that conference, I think a lot of people were expecting some kind of bullish news or something bullish to be said there, which, there were some good things said, but I just don't think a lot of the bullish narratives have been doing much. The El Salvador news is really bullish, big picture, but that doesn't mean that the next few days and the next few weeks we're just going to pump solely because of that. I think these things take time, and I think people overreact a little bit to a bullish narrative not being priced in right away. But that's just when you need to separate trading versus investing. If you're just a long-term holder and that's all you do, all the bullish stuff coming out is great. If you're a trader, I don't think you can focus too much on it. It is good for the big picture, but I don't think you want to be entering longs just because of that, for those sole reasons. So the structure doesn't look bad to me for a move higher. I would like to see this general area hold, but because we did just take out this high with that sweep, I kind of think pull back first. If we're holding here, building up some support, I will look for some long positions and close the short day trades that I entered today on Bitcoin and Ethereum. Right here is one of them. I was able to enter some up here and then also added right here. when we retested Monday's high after breaking down. We took out the stop losses right here, and now we're kind of waiting to see what happens. Let me delete some of those. So this definitely could push from here, but there were enough signs for me to get short. And that was the sweep of this high right into this 4-hour supply, right? So you guys know I look for sweeps into supply. And then also the fact we were right around Monday's high and the weekly open. So we broke below those, and you don't want to see that if you're bullish. And now we're retesting Monday's high again. So if Monday's high holds here, I do think we're going to pull back. I think we'll pull back at least to this gray level. I think anyone who shorted this gray level when we came up here, because obviously this was a pretty obvious resistance level, I think they would have had their stops at one of these two spots. So anyone that shorted early has been taken out. They've been rinsed. And people that FOMO'd into longs during that live stream with whatever bullishness was said about SpaceX holding Bitcoin, or the things that Jack said that he foresees Bitcoin to be whatever in the future, like anyone that FOMO'd into longs is kind of trapped there. So that's kind of the way I'm looking at things. I think we could have a potential bounce at this gray area here, and I would be looking to close some of this there. And then I also think Monday's low would be a nice place to revisit. I also have this low marked. It's the low that we took out before this pump, so I do think it is an important level. And because of that, I'm kind of interested in longs in this region. Because as Muhammad said in the chat, he said, is a fake out and reclaim of the range low not bullish? It is. Like in general, yes, it is bullish that we were able to break back above the range low after doing this. However, this range low has been a little choppy. Like this isn't the cleanest range, but I do like the recent interaction with this level, so that does give me some more confidence in it. So that is good. And if this never happened and we were, let's say we were right here, let's say that down candle hadn't happened yet, I would definitely look for a move like this to get long and then to continue to push up, because at this point, we hadn't really met any upside objectives. But now, since we took out these highs, we have taken out one upside objective. It doesn't mean we can't go higher, but if it does pull back, we need to see this level hold, and then we'll look for more upside. So I do still think that this could be bullish, but because of this sweep, I am more confident in near-term downside. However, that might just end right here. Like as you can see on my setup here, I'm targeting just under 3R, like looking to close it here. We'll see what we get. You know, it might not go all the way down there. It might bounce at the gray area and then continue being bullish from there. But because Bitcoin gave me a short setup right here, a lot of things aligned. Like these two highs turned into what is going on with my mouse? These two highs turned into equal highs. You can see those are like at the same spot. And then we had this fake out pump during the conference, and I was like, okay, I'm shorting this, or live stream. I don't know what to call it. But now that we've gotten that, I have a near-term short bias. So it is what it is. I still think we could see more upside. If this does continue to play like a range, I do think it's possible we go here, hold this, and push up to the mid-range. I'm not ruling that out. I just think before that happens, a more near-term objective, I would expect some lower time frame downside. So that's kind of the idea behind it. I am higher time frame bullish as long as this holds, this chart, as long as this holds, but I'm not holding my breath because, as I said at the beginning, this level is getting pretty darn heavy. It's been tested a lot of times. That doesn't mean it's going to break, but I was happy to long this level here. I was happy to long it here. Now that it's been tested so many times, I try to be a little bit more cautious. It is support until proven otherwise, but I still just want to be a little cautious. So with these shorts that I have, here's the Bitcoin one. Here's the Ethereum one. My plan is to pay as close of attention as I can to these points. If it is looking like maybe we flip this level or showing some bullish structure, it looks like it's going to push up, it's holding a support, we're wicking into it, and it's closing above, etc., then I'll start trimming some off. But I also think it's possible that this could have just been a short squeeze because everyone had a free ride for this entire move, and now it continues down further. Because like I said, I do think this wick gets taken out at around 28K. So my plan, if it gets down to here, let's say we nuke through this gray level, it gets down to this low 30K, I'm going to open a long on a different account with a stop at the low. Probably around here. I really would not want it to break there, but to be a little more conservative, you could do that. And this could be your swing trade that you hold for weeks, right? If this does end up going to the mid-range right around here, you've got a nice 6R swing trade that you just get to hold on to. Yep, exactly what ISO just said. 30.3 to 30.6. That's the same region I'm looking at around down here. And I will be looking for longs there regardless of how weak it looks, as long as the daily closes okay. Like as long as we don't somehow close the daily below like 31K and this is just a massive wick, then I'm sticking to this plan to long. But like I said, I'll be doing it on a different account because since this level has been tested so many times, if it does give out, I think we could see 5, 10, 15% drop pretty quickly. So I want to still have a short open with a little bit of flexibility from a good entry just in case. So to protect my downside risk. But if it comes down, does this, we hold this level, all my bids get filled, and then we come back above this SR level, I'll close the entire short, raise my stop loss to here, and ride this long for as long as we can. Does that make sense, everybody? So we talked about this type of position trade management in one of the other streams, about how sometimes I want to hold on to a good entry when I can and take a trade in the other direction as a way to hedge so that I'm not just wasting that entry, because that's what I did on my 40K short. So ISO says if we get a retrace on the daily, it prints a TD9 buy. There we go. That's some more confluence. So ideally, we get a daily close like right here. Right? We get a daily close here. Then this next daily candle retraces to like 30.3, 30.5, just anywhere in that region, and then it pushes from there. That's the hope. But I need to be aware of the possibility that this was just a squeeze to take out some stops and this rolls over from there. So planning for both, hoping for this one, but we'll see. We'll have to see what the daily candle brings tomorrow. All right? Does that make sense, everybody? Rec Proof says, hold for weeks, all profit gets drawn out on ETH funding. Yeah, exactly. Okay. It's counter to breakout shorts get trapped below swing points. It's counter to, yeah, exactly what Rect Proof said. as well. If you're not short already, what scenario would you look for to enter? I don't think it's at a bad spot here. Like, it's retesting Monday's high. As long as that holds as resistance, then my trade setup is still valid. You wouldn't have quite as favorable of a risk to reward, about 1.5. So I think that's something you could take. I'm not telling you to do this, but the criteria for entering is still fine as long as Monday's high holds as resistance. So that's what I'll say there. Okay, Ethereum. We've been talking about this range a lot. I kind of got a little trapped here, and I did long because that looked like a nice setup. Got stopped out of that. Then we had this really nice sweep into the range low confluence, like a sweep into SR basically, and it was this 4-hour supply. Broke down from there, and now we've just retested that SR level once again. And I think it looks a little better on this chart, just this SR level. So we weren't able to close above it here. You can see with this candle, we stalled around there, held this support here, stalled here, resistance, and now we just had this strong wick to it. So this was a combination of an SR play as well as a lower time frame sweep as well of this high. And pretty much the same reasoning, like with a lot of people getting really bullish into this. I don't really want to call it a news event, but I feel like it was pretty hyped up, and a lot of people were thinking like, oh, they're going to say something really bullish. Jack is going to say something about Bitcoin. Who knows? I don't know exactly what people were thinking, but the way I looked at it was, we've known this live stream, whatever, was going to happen for a while, and we just went up like 10-15% in the 12 to 24 hours leading up to it. So that same idea was the same on Ethereum, and then the setup itself I thought was pretty clean. Swept this high and this one right into resistance, closed back below, and then on that candle close I just marketed in. So Ethereum, I don't like. I wouldn't want to short it here as much as I would want to short Bitcoin, because, I mean, it's the risk to reward is a little better on Bitcoin because it bounced more. So like this bounce has been minuscule, whereas this bounce, you know, while still not huge, it's bounced a little bit more. So I think you can get a little bit better of an entry. So, all right. If that makes sense for everyone, that was pretty much the only things I wanted to go over. We talked about the long scenario for Bitcoin. We talked about where I'd be looking to close it. I guess for Ethereum, you can put some of the same levels on. Let me get Monday's range on here. What's today? Wednesday, Tuesday, Monday. All right, so Monday's mid-range, and then also Monday's low. I don't know if it'll get that low. It depends on ETH BTC, but I would say those are the two main targets for the short. If I had to short one right now, I would prefer Bitcoin, not only because it's retraced a little bit more, but also because you have that Monday's high confluence as resistance, whereas on Ethereum, it would still need to do something like this for Monday's high to be resistant. So it's been a little bit stronger so far this week, and we can see that depicted here in the ETH BTC chart. But this looks bearish to me. So, I mean, that's kind of why I shorted both of them. The setup on Bitcoin looked a bit cleaner. Ethereum also had a good setup and had pumped more, and now ETH BTC looks a bit more bearish to me, so I think Ethereum could drop more. I mean, this is just a pretty classic range right here, right? So we form a low, form a high, chop around a little bit, come take out the low, come take out the high, Now I at least expect this to come down to around the mid-range here, maybe even the range low, and then we'll see if which way things resolve out of this range. But for now, we'll play it for as long as it lasts. I do expect some ETH weakness down to 0.06 or 0.058 as marked on the chart. So the target for the ETH short, yeah, pretty much 1860 and 1800. And then if the low gives out, hopefully we can just trail some stop losses down. But we would talk about that more when the time comes. Like, I'm not expecting this to just roll over and nuke from here. It could happen, but I don't think we need to get deep into those specific scenarios right now. All right, so daily close is in 2 hours. We'll see if things close strong. We can look at things again briefly after I talk with Adam, the CEO and founder of Zort. So if you guys want to hang around for longer, we'll talk with him for a little bit. We'll learn a little bit more about his company Zort, and then go from there. And if the market is in a spot where we feel like it's worth discussing a bit more, then we will get to it. So give me just a second, and I'm going to give Adam a call. What's up, Adam? Can you hear me? Let me just pause the music, turn up your volume a little bit, and then say something really quick, and we will see if the chat can hear you just fine.
Hello. Zort testing 1, 2, 3.
All right, let me know if you guys can hear him. In the meantime, as I said before, this is Adam from Zort, and he's the CEO and founder. Having him on to talk to us a little bit more about his project. It is a fully autonomous trading AI, so really interesting stuff that I am excited to hear more about and excited to share with you guys. I am going to screen share with him in a second, so he can give us a bit of a rundown. All right, they're saying it's a little quiet, so give me just a second. Do you have like a mic sensitivity on your end?
I don't. Maybe I can just kind of speak louder. Let me know if you guys think this is any better.
Oh, okay. I think I could just turn up the output volume a little bit. I don't know if me turning this up will work. And then I have the output capture all the way at the top. So let's try one more time, see what they say, and we will.
Hey guys, can you hear me?
Okay, that should definitely work. We'll see. Give them a couple seconds. In the meantime, we can set up the screen share if you're ready for that. So they said it's better. So whenever whenever you're ready, you can share your screen with me, and then I will pull it up on my other monitor so everyone else can hear.
Sounds good. We'll share now. Let me know if you can see that.
I can see it. Just pull it over here. Full screen. All right. It might be... All right, looks good on my end. I see your website, and I think everyone else should too.
All right, before we get into anything else, kind of confirm with us, guys, if you can see my screen, if you can hear me, and then we'll get started right away. How you doing, Kaz? Everything going good?
Doing well, man. Good day of trading today. Caught a couple shorts, so we'll see if we get any follow through, but nice to get some volatility after things had been so slow for a little while.
Agreed. Well, thanks so much for having me on in the first place. Correct Proof, nice to see you in the chat. I'd like to go ahead and introduce you guys to, if you don't know already, Zort, which is our platform, Zort.com. Basically, what we do is fully autonomous trading. That means not bot, script, or algo. Fully autonomous trading using actual technology. And I'd love to show you guys some trades that we've taken, our view on the market, and some things we're doing. If you guys find it some way interesting, you guys feel free to talk with us. So here I got an account that we traded on the last maybe couple of months. This is just all Zort related trades. Shows you where it bought, where it sold, how often bought. Last trade this account had was selling Bitcoin at 60,000, almost 6.2. See, we kind of liquidated this account already after building a track record on it. Huge track record from the first. And pretty much what we're doing with Zort at this current moment is we just launched our token a month ago. And not to go ahead and say anything about it, but if you've never ever traded with Zort, then you'll know that we used to have a big membership for Zort that was kind of almost shilled and marketed around, but now it's a lot more accessible. Before it used to be hard. Now we're kind of trying to make everything a lot easier and accessible to you guys. And that's why I'm here with Cause, because there's a lot of people in the market that have taken a lot of trades and they're not really paying attention to the market. They don't have the time to do what Cause does and do all this technical analysis or these predictions. What Zort does is it does it for you. And if you want to see, I can show you exactly how. So basically, you connect your API, you connect Zort, and then you kind of watch the trades coming in and out. How you know Zort is making good trades just by looking at the history, and then it kind of tells you the profit, etc. And we also just launched our staking program. See here, if you stake the Zort token, you get automatic 8% APR with no lock either. So, Cause, feel free to ask me any questions in the chat. Feel free to ask me any questions, fellas. We're open to helping you guys, introducing you to Zort, everything like that.
Yeah, so with my personal experience, as pretty sure everyone in the chat knows, like I'm more of a discretionary with a system, like not really a systematic. I mean, I try to be as systematic as possible, but more of a discretionary trader. But I do think there definitely is some value in having part of your portfolio ran by a AI or a bot where it is completely emotionless. Obviously, like everyone's feeling really bullish when Bitcoin's around 60K and starts feeling really bearish when it's around 30 or high 20s.
Totally agree. Yep.
So
that's definitely something everyone needs to keep in mind. I always say this. Usually, the best time to take profit is when you feel like there's a lot more profit to be made, and you just feel like you're on top of the world. Like when Bitcoin's at 60K, everyone's calling for 100, 200, 300, and boom, now you got a 50% discount, and you could have cashed out at this part, blah blah blah, but you never thought about that because you were expecting more profit. I always tell people the worst time to take profit is when it drops, because now you're kind of just trying to gather anything you can, opposed to you being on top of the world where you feel like you have so much that you don't even need anymore. You're just kind of waiting for more.
yeah, exactly. So it can definitely take out a lot of the emotions with trading, and I'm looking forward to testing an account, and I'll be running that live and checking up with it every now and then. Probably tweet some updates on Twitter, and then also maybe at the beginning of streams we'll take a look at it, just so that I can transparently have an account here, see how it goes, and then I guess it's up to everyone individually, like how much of, or if any, of your portfolio you would want to have traded by an AI, and not up to your discretion. It doesn't have to be much, but I think it can definitely be very valuable and worth putting a percentage into. So
Agreed. So one thing to make note of is Zort is not like a strategy, like most platforms where you have to make a bot, give it a strategy, or like something that has a pre-built static strategy. Zort's fully dynamic, meaning if the market's bullish today, Zort's going to act like it's bullish and it's going to have bullish strategies. If the market's bearish tomorrow, Zort is also going to have bearish strategies. It's automatically going to do that for you. So that's what makes it a lot more, you can say, unique and special opposed to even manual traders. Is sometimes people don't know when to switch their bias and their strategies. Zort does that for you automatically because it's using its prediction system to make the next prediction on the market. And in the comments I saw that someone asked how long Zort has been actively trading. So there's been like 4 prototypes of Zort. That first one started 2016. That's where the track record starts. Beta for Zort started around 2019, and we've been going ever since, kind of building and making things a lot better day by day. And our goal really is to just help everybody trade better. And if you go on the Zort website, you'll see that we really believe that investing should just be simple because everyone knows the moment you buy Bitcoin, the moment you invest in this market, you get fucked most of the time. Like almost nuked instantly. Like what happened in 2017 where these people bought what they believed was Bitcoin, not knowing that it's at the top, and they ended up losing 90%. That happens almost daily where people buy and they're like, why is my USD portfolio down? What Zort does is it keeps your balance in USD already. So that way, when it's ready and when it sees there is money to be made in the market, it buys for you automatically. So it's not in there 24/7, whether it's bullish or bearish. It's on USD on the sidelines most of the time, only waiting for profitable times. And what makes Zort so special, obviously, is its technology and the way we handle big amounts of funds. So we manage a lot of institutions, and the way we do that is just by the technology that can manage not just retail but also institutional. Meaning, instead of having one pooled account, the Zort AI spits out these trades, and they're kind of cycled around everybody. So everybody shares the same trades. The only difference it makes with how much money you can make or how much gains you can make, etc., is when you join. So if you joined last month and Zort made 10%, you made 10%. If you joined after and Zort didn't make anything, then you most likely didn't make anything. You're still on the sidelines. And I'd also like to mention, as most of you know, we got our coin listed on Qcoin very recently, uh, and we're kind of just trading back and forth now. Quick note: anyone that's using Zort or is thinking about using Zort, if you stake Zort slash USDT or just Zort in general on our platform here, if you stake it, you get 50% off on all the platform fees plus 8% APR. That's just for staking any amount of the token. And someone said, "What's the win-loss ratio on Zort?" So far, our track for the last 3 months shows around like 94% wins. Only had around 2 stop loss, and one of those stop losses doesn't really even count as a loss because it sold at 51,000. That to me, it sounds, that's a lot better than actually being in the market. Someone said, "How come people are using Binance AI but not try the site?" So the reason for that is that Binance just launched maybe 2 weeks ago on our platform, the API integration, but we don't want to just release it on the portal just yet until we're done doing some type of beta testing. So we took around 10 or 20 users so far and had them manually connect Binance on our end. That way we make sure it works. That way we don't have hundreds of our traders going to Binance and encounter problems. We'd like to take out all the problems right away. That way we don't actually give you issues, because I'd rather us confirm everything, make sure there's no issues with Binance, than you kind of scoop in and then you experience issues. And with an AI that manages money, issues means loss of money, and that's when you don't become too happy.
Yeah, I
And
like the.
yeah, go ahead.
I was just gonna say I like the fact that the when you use Zort, you can stake it and gain a APR on it as well as get the fee discount. So having both of those things makes it even more like worth it to stake it. And you said, I know we talked about this before, but just so everyone here knows, how much Zort do you need to get the fee discount in your account?
You need 100,000 Zorts, 100,000 Zort, which is only like $1,000 or $2,000 at the moment. And then if you want to take full advantage, it's like around 300,000 Zort to take full advantage of all the 50% discount. And by the way, I'd just like to address this real quick. Someone said, "Did you say a 1% of 90?" Yes, for the last 3 months, yes, there was, because the market has been so bullish. Now, beyond 3 months, 6 months to a year, it's not always been 90%. Maybe I'd say around 60 to 70. And another thing I'd like to address real quick is someone said, "Are you aware of competitors? Do you believe there's room for numerous competitors?" So far, the only competitors that we know of are not really competitors. They're competitors in the sense of their marketing, not their technology. There's a lot of platforms online that pretend to have autonomous technology that trade for you, that profits for you, but it's all marketing. They don't actually have any real technology. They have cheap scripts on indicators that you can connect to. Some platforms just make you make your strategy or buy a $10 strategy. Some of them have a marketplace where people buy and sell strategies for trading. That's all bullshit to me. No offense to any platform that does that. Uh, I'll tell you why. Zort doesn't make you sign up and give bullshit puzzle pieces that you have to put together. I don't believe in that. I believe if you say something, you got to live up to it. Zort says automated trading. You know what that means? You connect your API, you click power switch, you go to settings. Oops, sorry, I went through something. You go to settings, and you just select which strategy book you want, and then you select how much percentage of your portfolio wants to go in each trade. And once you submit, it's over. That's how automated it is. There's no select strategy, beta test strategy, create strategy, switch strategy if the market becomes bearish. And I'd like to tell you why, if the market crashes to 10,000 tomorrow, Zort is going to be fine. I'll tell you why now. It's because of these strategy books. So, what a strategy book is, we invented something called a strategy book. Inside the book, there's hundreds of pages. Each page has a strategy, one for bullish, one for bearish, one for sideways, one for anything. And as Zort sees the market change those conditions that it's in, it automatically switches pages for you without you having to come here and submit again. It does it for you. And we also have an automatic stop loss for risk management. Zort's last stop loss was a 51,000. Then we crashed to 30,000. That can tell you how successful the stop loss has been. It's never been always accurate on point 100%, but it's been accurate enough for you not to lose a shit ton of money compared to how much you'd lose holding. And if you don't like our stop loss, well, we also gave the option for you to set it manually.
Yeah, so that's one thing that, like, when you see bots or algos on Twitter that people post, like, the results on TradingView and stuff, a lot of those you go into the settings and you need to, like, trade or change things to, like, force fit to make it look like it has the perfect strike rate and profitability, but it's only like if you do it with the perfect settings over that specific back testing period, and then in real time it actually doesn't work nearly as well. So
Agreed. And most bots die over time. And the reason for that is because they're static. And by the way, someone says Zort is signal service to take deposits and manage funds. So Zort is not a signal service. No, it's a trading software. I mean, you just connect to it and it trades on your behalf. It doesn't give you the signals for you to manually take those signals. And do we take deposits and manage funds? We don't take deposits, but we do work with hedge funds that we third party, and that's part of our institutional program, which is a lot more complicated than going to our website and signing up. That there's a contract, and it's almost like a fund, but it is not. We manage an actual fund, so that's something for high net worth individuals that Zort works with. And 90% of Zort's volume and trader base, is mostly institutional. And no, it does not margin slash futures trade. It's just currently spot. However, if you check the reviews channel, you'll see there's been hundreds of people that have used Zort for futures. And the reason they do that is once they see Zort execute a trade, buys Bitcoin, they also buy it and they long it. And that allows them to do futures. But we don't actually support it ourselves. Our users do it on their own.
yeah, one good question I saw was how much uh, Zort manages. I don't know if you can give exact numbers, but I just think, like, whether edge erosion will happen, like with a certain amount of money, or like people front running other people if a lot of people are doing it. So if you want to touch on that quickly.
Yeah, absolutely. So right now we're managing just under $65 million, and that's mostly institutional on my end. And that's not even like going through the Zort platform itself. That's just using the Zort technology manually. So that means there's a team of hedge funds that just see it, and their managers replicate Zort and copy the trades because the legalities of using an autonomous trader for hedge funds is just all over the place. But that's the way it's done. And by the way, just two things. Someone said, what are the fees? So I'd like to go over that. So the fees for Zort is actually a paper trade. So meaning you can purchase like here, like $50 worth of power, and that allows you to use as a credit. So it's a paper trade credit system. It gives you the ability to autonomously trade. You add equity. That's how much balance you have. Then you buy the Zort power, and then you kind of use that Zort power as a credit system. So how much Zort power you pay per trade is only 0.25%, which is on a $100 trade, that's 25 cents. On a $10,000 trade, that's $25. However, if you stake Zort token, you save up to 50%. So, and also another fun fact: if we don't win the trade into stop loss, this here gets automatically refunded to your account, and you can use it for a future trade. Would we consider adding future? It's definitely in the pipeline. However, right now we're too busy with our token. I'm talking about tokens. Someone said, "Is there a tokenomics?" There is no tokenomics, because that's not for the type of coin that Zord is. That's more like the new bullshit that's going around. The only tokenomics there is the staking system, which gives you 8% APR and the 50% off discounts on trading rewards. And there's a lot more information. Actually, I'd love to show you here. So this page actually goes over the Zort coin and everything about it, which is it tells you save up to 50% on fees, grow your portfolio by Zort trading technology and staking, etc. And obviously, Zort is a cryptocurrency coin that powers the Zort trading network. Obviously, a very utility token that's very much dependent on the platform. Even though you can buy and sell it on KuCoin and other exchanges that we're adding, it's still a utility token, meaning it's going to primarily be used for this Zort's trading platform. That's the utility behind it, and that's what's backing it. So as you see, one Zort power equals 1 USD. However, if you are staking Zort to the max, $1 drops to 13 cents only per trade. So that's the benefits of Zort coin itself. And obviously, this kind of goes more in depth about it. If you want to read more, just go on zort.com/coin. It tells you more of the fee reduction, discounts, etc. And just also, you can see things like our security audit and report for the coin and how to buy it, etc. But we just got listed on KuCoin. So if you're planning to buy the token, I'd suggest doing it on KuCoin for now. You'll see that we just got listed maybe I think a week, 2 weeks ago or so. So it's still kind of very new. And no, someone said if you got private investors that are ready to dump on everybody at zero notice, tokenomics on demand. And not really, because everybody can buy on the open market. They can buy, anyone can buy $1 million of Zort or even any other coin right now. If they decide to dump, that's up to them. However, the only real way dumps happen is if it's a founder that's dumping. However, most founders are locked. Someone said, "Will Zort be listed on Coinbase soon?" Well, listen, we did get it on KuCoin in like 2 weeks, which is the fastest any coin has ever been listed on KuCoin, considering it's brand new. We are in talks with exchanges such as Kraken, Gemini, Bittrex, and we are kind of navigating our options. However, keep in mind, we're never going to list on anything besides a top 5 exchange. Anything besides KuCoin, Kraken, Gemini, Binance, etc., Zort's not going to be on it. So if you see Zort on another exchange, like a smaller exchange, it's most likely just a fake version. And yes, we have a refunding fee. If the stop loss hits, it's an automatic refund. There's no negotiation with it, because you can just kind of use that trade again. So let's say one trade doesn't win, you can always use that for the next trade that may or may not win, depending on the market. Right now, the market conditions look good, and we're trading. And like I was showing you guys earlier, we had an account that's like we built a track record on, and we also have a PDF that shows you every trade in the last 3 months, and then we have another PDF that shows you in the last year or two, and here it kind of shows you, as you see. Oh yeah, this is important. I forgot to mention, Zort does not trade shit coins. We only trade the top cap coins, which at the moment is only Bitcoin and Ethereum. And we used to trade Litecoin and Bitcoin Cash, but we kind of pause it for the moment. We only trade the top coins. There's no shit coins. There's no link, no nothing, no, only top coins at the moment. So you can be safe that we're not going to buy our own coin or a random shit coin with your funds, since we have access to trade it. And because it's API based, keep in mind we can't just take your funds out because it's completely dependent on API with no permission to do so. And if Ethereum is pumping, well, thank God. Cause, what's your opinion on the current Ethereum chart?
Um, I am. Oh, I'm in a short with a stop loss at 2045. Still in profit here, so it hasn't pumped too much, but we'll see how the daily close looks in an hour and a half or so. But
You know
um,
what? I have a feeling that it's going to be fine for now. Hour and a half. If it can hold this level or actually go to 2,000, that'd be greatly appreciated. And I think perhaps we can do it. We'll see.
yeah, I wouldn't be mad. But as I was saying earlier, I guess more to the viewers, I'm planning to set up my account this week, and then I will be showing you guys how it works and do like updates. I don't know if it'll be like every other week or something like that to keep track of how the AI is performing. So that's kind of what I'm planning to do, maybe
Yep.
this weekend or something like that.
Absolutely, yeah. So obviously we're gonna set up a bunch of track record accounts that cause can share, other people can share online, and just see what Sword is doing. And most of the time, I know some of you in here are actually great traders yourself, or you prefer not to do anything related to AI or bots, etc. But I will tell you something. Zort has all the predictions that Zort makes that it trades off. It's possible for you to look at the predictions without actually using Zort. So that way you can compare it to your own charting and technical analysis. If Zort says we're going up and your technical analysis is bullish, chances are that's a double confirmation for you. Is Zort token required in order to use Zort platform? It is not required. However, if you do use Zort platform, keep in mind you are entitled to 50% off on fees if you just use the token. Any plans for Zort to give signals for shorts? Absolutely. Yes, we have so much plans. Right now, it's actually, we are really, really busy with all these plans. Like, obviously working right now on our token and things like that. And some said, what about Zerg? I think you mean Verg. That's not our token, but another token that we are currently, in the community of and we support. Is there a minimum to have a portfolio for AI trades? There is no minimum anymore. Zort used to have a minimum of $10,000. That has dropped down to 100. So almost no minimum. It's just $100, and that is your portfolio. And also, I'd like to mention something. When you sign up to Zort, there is a sign up fee of $100, but keep in mind that doesn't just go to us. That becomes your Zort. That's $100 worth of credit that you get right off the bat. Can you show us how to use the? Is there a minimum to have portfolio? So yeah, I'd like to show you. If you'd like to sign up, obviously we just go to Welcome Zort Personal, continue, and then here kind of explains everything. What you create an account, one-time fee of 100. The fee will be counted towards the trading credits. You connect the Zort via API. You load the credits, and now you're set. You connect to an exchange, one of these two, and then here's our power structure. Once you sign up, that's it. You're all set to go. And look at that, Zort coin is pumping since we're on the call, so that's great news. If you guys have any questions, feel free to let us know in the chat, or we'll probably. Do you need to KYC? So, no, you do not need to KYC with Zort because we are not the brokerage or exchange. You can KYC with your exchange, Coinbase or Binance. However, we do the trading. That's it, nothing else. Oh, yeah, this is probably good to mention. Our support, if you need anything, we really have 24/7 support. And if you don't get a message back in like 10 minutes, you're entitled to a refund. It's just from me. You can try some Zort support on Telegram. Oh yes, great question. Sorry to ask, why have a token for Zort if it's only used as fee and staking? I'll tell you exactly why. And I said this like not even like a few days ago. I said not every project needs a token, not everything needs to be tokenized, not every company needs a blockchain. However, Zort in the past used to be $10,000 minimum, and the fees were anywhere from $300 to $1,500 a month for retail. That the reason that was so expensive is because of the fact that obviously we need to make money as a company. However, with the token, uh, with the token, that drops it in. So that's kind of what happens here. Is we're just trying to make the Zort prices cheaper. That way, it's more accessible to you, and you don't have to pay monthly fees. And are we likely to support Bybit? Yes, we are currently. We have that in mind. And yes, no volume. Well, keep in mind, we just barely got listed, and the coin itself is like 3 4 weeks old. There's not really much right now. And keep in mind, I'd like to say something interesting. So Zort coin launched on Uniswap V3, and it went up to 10 cents. However, when Zort launched on Qcoin, it launched at 5 cents. It looks like there's been a major dump. However, we launched at 5 cents. So if you look all the way back in the chart, you'll see that we launched only at 5 cents. But on Uniswap, it was a 10 cent. That's what dropped it. If you're trading Zort coin and you see that, that's really why it dropped to this level. However, will it be at this level forever? No, absolutely not. You're gonna see it get back to its 10 cents level. And yes, it is just a beginning. We have the token for like just 3 weeks. And yes, the coin was listed maybe like a week and a half ago only. So lots of things that we're working on, and we appreciate your patience and we appreciate your support so far. There's much that we're doing, and I'm trying personally my best to make sure everything runs smoothly. We have our teams working on everything. You can expect a lot of marketing, and you can expect a lot of technology advances coming. So, if you guys have any questions, let us know. If not, I'll probably let Cause do his thing.
Appreciate it, man. Thank you for your
It's just the
time.
whole
And
process.
yeah,
Of
I
course,
mean,
thank you so much. Much appreciated. Cause it was nice to connect with you. Thanks for this overview. You guys are doing great. I wish you all the best. If anyone is interested in Zort, feel free to hit us up. And we're also going to make sure that we're always tuning into your chats and making sure that we're always staying updated with you, Cause. Thanks so much, man.
yeah, of course. Thank you for taking the time.
Of course, you have a great day.
You too, brother.
See ya.
So Ethereum is coming back to my entry a little bit. The short isn't wrecked though. Whoever said that, Turing BTC. But yeah, so basically, it is a project that I have high hopes for, and I mean, there's no obligation for you guys to do anything. I'm gonna be putting my money where my mouth is and setting up an account and buying the token, but we'll see what happens. It's something I'm keeping an eye on. There aren't a lot of, I guess you can call them like gems that I've been super interested in, but I am pretty excited about this one. I have gotten the chance to get to know Adam a little while back, and he's a good guy, very bright dude, and just like with Siri and Cope, like this is the type of person and company that I want to bet on. So, just wanted you guys to get an overview of it as well. Man, English is tough. So Bitcoin coming back towards the entry here a little bit, but I am going to let this ride. I don't know if it's a fake out or not. It could be. It did break through Monday's high, but we're getting right to the daily close, so it doesn't surprise me too much that there's a lot of volatility. But if this 4-hour candle closes like this in an hour and a half, I will close the trade, because after you see a candle like this, I would typically expect follow through to the downside. So I'd like to see this 4-hour candle close below Monday's high at like 31.9. Same with Ethereum, maybe below 1960. So that's kind of my plan. Pretty much just going to wait and see for the next hour and a half, see what we get. And I will update you guys if I end up closing it. But for now, I mean, we had a pump, pulled back, retrace, and now I expect this region to cap the upside and us to push down from here. And if we do, if we come down and break this low, then I will lower my stop to this high. That would be the lower high. And that way we can tighten our risk a little bit. So same with Ethereum. If it breaks down here, breaks below Monday's high, I will lower my stop loss to here and lock in some profit. Oh, Rex short, you meant yours. You entered later. I'm sorry to hear that. I'm sorry if I sounded mean. I've just gotten so used to people on Twitter like being mean that I always expect that they're saying it at me. All right, guys. Well, I hope you enjoyed the stream. I hope the Bitcoin and Ethereum plans were beneficial, and also if you thought the information on Zort was interesting, then I'm happy about that as well. As I said, I will be setting an account up and letting you guys know how it goes. I am pretty excited about the idea of having a portion of my funds set up with an AI that is emotionless, unlike myself. I do have emotions as much as I like to, as I try to block them out from trading. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Appreciate you all for tuning in. As always, the stream is brought to you by Bybit. If you'd like to check them out, feel free to do so with the link down below. It will let them know that you guys enjoy the free content. And I'll keep you guys updated. I will post I'll post on Twitter and in the Telegram if I do end up closing these. So thanks again for tuning in. Really appreciate the support as always. And I will actually be going live again tomorrow because we missed the one yesterday. So now we're going back to back. So thank you, everybody, and we'll talk soon. Peace.